Hey, this is Majin, and here's my comic pull list for October 19, 2016. Alright. Now, right from the start, I love books on the table. Like, for an example, there's the, infamous Iron Man. You know, even though I knew that was a big deal issue because they basically leaked the ending to Civil War 2. And, which kind of makes me think that going back, when Bendis said, you know what, we need another issue because we figured out a better way to end it. Yeah, maybe a better way to end it is the correct word because they all knew that infamous Iron Man was going to leak the ending. So he had to tweak the ending. So this way there's at least now maybe it's not exactly the way it appears to be in infamous Iron Man. I also refused again no Death of X, no nothing else. None of the other books that came out. I mean, like, there were some Marvel books I picked up, but no more number ones. You know, for the most part, you know, even though I read a review of the Sam Wilson Captain America thing, and it does sound interesting, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, there's just a part of me that's just going, you know, I'm tired of all of this stuff. I just want our heroes back. And, you know, I understand this is the year of the building up new characters, and I'm always supportive of building up new characters, but I'm against the building up of new characters at the expense of classic characters type thing. And so anyways, let's go on with what I picked up today. And believe it or not, I actually got scrutinized. Some guy at the comic book store goes through my pile, and he's like, oh, so you don't have Hellboy and BPRD in your pile. And I was like, oh, that is because BPRD Hell on Earth was not available. Otherwise, I would have had other Hellboy books. He's like, oh, there's no BPRD Hell on Earth? And they started looking for an extra copy for me, which they didn't have. Oh my god, it was just like the funniest thing. Going through my pile and judging me based on the books that I bought. And I was like, dude, calm down. I don't buy Image because I buy the trades. And I don't care if my Spider-Man book falls in the kitty litter box. You know, it don't matter to me. That's just trash read. Quality goes on the bookshelf. Anyways. Actually, you know what? Before I go to the pull, I got trades. I got Superman, American Alien, which I've heard was really good, so I picked that up. And the Attack on Titan anthology book. Now, before you comic purists out there who stick up your nose against manga, just be advised that this actually has stories written by Scott Snyder and what's her name? Sam Humphries is in here. You have Gail Simone, and actually there's Kevin Wada from The Wicked and Divine. You know, there's just like a lot of people. Like when you look at the actual list here, let me just do this. When you look at this list, it's basically a lot of top creators. There's a lot of Eisner Award nominees and winners. So this actually could potentially be a really entertaining read, and it's a hardcover too. So that's, you know, it's like a win-win. So, well, as long as the stories are good, it'll be a win-win. But anyways, let's go to the comics. We got Black Hammer number 4, which did earn me a point or two because of that, because I had Black Hammer. Manifest Destiny definitely gave me a couple extra points too, because the guy was like, oh, you don't have insects and cowboys. And I was like, but I have Manifest Destiny. And he's like, oh, that is a very good book. And I was thinking, of course it's a good book. That's why it's in my stack. Oh, Jesus. Alright, then we have Injustice, number 20. Superman, number 9. Batman, number 9. New storyline, I Am Suicide. Trinity, number 2. Justice League, number 7. Kitty Litter Fodder, number 20. Thor, 12. Doctor Strange, number 13. And Spider-Woman, number 12. So as you can see, rather short pull list. Left a lot of stuff on the shelves. But you know what? If you guys want to read that kind of stuff, that's fine. You know, there is still some good Marvel books out there, even though I'm being really bitchy about it. But so don't let necessarily my criticisms be your only judgment. But I'm looking at it this way: DC didn't change until their sales hit bottom, and it wasn't until those numbers finally sunk into Dito's head that he realized that they made a mistake and they needed to change, and they needed to drastically change and do a great job at forming that new reboot. That's what caused Rebirth to be really strong. And, I think Marvel, they've been flying high. They've been thinking that they're untouchable. And they're just a spirit of diversity. Kill everybody off. Substitute them with everybody. And, while I agree that there should be a certain degree of diversity, I think they took it a little too far. They got Marvel properties to worry about. Cinematic universe. How can you do a Incredible Hulk movie with Amadeus Cho with, you're still advertising Bruce Banner. So, part of my feeling, though, is they're preparing for Cinematic 4 and 5, where Riri Williams will be the Iron Man because, Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to do it any longer. They're planning on Amadeus Cho to be the next version of the Hulk. And I think with this AVX, or Inhumans versus X-Men nonsense, with Rebirth, they're planning on doing something to the X-Men so this way they can maybe make it easier for them to put these people in movies on their side. Maybe they can't get the X-Men, but maybe they can create a brand new X-Men team, and that team could then technically be a part of their Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think there's just a lot of little things that I think part of me is thinking that they're preparing for, and they're just not going to come out and tell us. But when we look at it, we're looking at it as, this is pretty, no offense, but pretty shitty way of telling stories, because some of these stories just aren't the greatest anymore. But anyways, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to take probably a year or two before we actually start figuring things out. And, I still am under the belief that Marvel is shelving all of their great classic characters, Fantastic Four, Banner, they're going to shelve Tony, and they're going to make this big resurgence back. And it's going to be probably a big event, and they're going to be, look who's back again. And everything's going to be right in the universe. So we just have to write it out. But anyways, that's what I think is going to go on. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share. Let me know what you guys have picked up, what you want to read the most. We'll have some more stuff later. Until next time.